morning, folks. So, if I am thinking what I'm thinking about how to start this vlog, you will probably have already guessed from the start of this vlog where we are. But just in case you haven't sussed out where we are actually at Canary Wharf today. Yes, I don't know why I came here, but I just decided to come to Canary Wharf. We won't have long here, to be quite honest, because it's already 20 to 8 or something, I think, roughly, give or take, thereabouts. About 20 to 8. They're building something else over there now. They used to have a stage thing over there. They used to do music on this bit here. I think it's this bit anyway. Was it that end or was it this end? Do you know, they've changed this around again, so... Yeah, no, hang on. It's got to be that end. Why does it look so different? Anyway, yeah, because it looks smaller. I remember it being bigger. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, they've had like ice rinks on here, and they've had like music venue things and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they're changing it again, obviously. The coffee's over here. So, yeah. So, like I said, I kind of like doing this now, setting out really, really early, because I've been doing it for a while anyway, haven't I? I've been like leaving the house sort of like 5:30 in the morning, whatever. You know, it varies. Sometimes it's later, sometimes about 6:30, or 7:15, whatever. Getting to work super early, and then just going around Victoria or parts of Victoria or a little bit further out and doing vlogs. And I thought, I don't know, it just occurred to me over the last few days, like, and I thought, why, instead of just going straight to work, which I was doing, instead of doing that, I'll just set out super early, and just head to some part of London, on the tube, and then, go to wherever, Canary Wharf, wherever it might be. It just happened to be Canary Wharf today, and I just plumped out of the thin air, you know what I mean? Just like, right, where should we go? Right, Canary Wharf, right, I'll do, let's go. And then, like I said, just go there, spend a couple of hours, do vlogs, hopefully somewhere interesting, like I said, and then, I can head straight back to work, and then just do it that way, Oh God, it's amazing just how much I really look forward to having a coffee in the morning. And like I said, I got it free again, of course, with my uniform on. Maybe I should wear my uniform all the time, even when I'm not at work, even on weekends, and I get a free coffee every time I go on a prep. Oh boy. No, I do feel a little bit, there is a little bit of the part of me that kind of feels a little bit kind of like I'm cheating or something. But, I do work hard, and it's ultimately, it is down to the discretion of the person serving me, plain and simple, because I've been charged in other prep shops, even wearing my uniform. I've been charged in other prep shops, and like I said, I don't really mind. If I've got the money and I can get myself a coffee, I'll get myself a coffee, and I don't mind paying for it. I really don't. I just want a coffee at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So plain and simple. So, but if I get it free, obviously that's a nice bonus, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to get it for now, obviously. But like I said, it's down totally at the can't speak. It's totally at the discretion of the person serving me. So, if they wish to give me a free coffee, great. You know what I mean? I'm not going to complain. I suppose from that aspect, I shouldn't really necessarily feel bad in that sense. But I must admit, there comes a point when you get to a bit where it's like an expectation, and when it doesn't happen, you get disappointed, because you kind of think, oh, I get a free coffee everywhere else. Do you know what I mean? So there is a danger of that as well, because I'm only human at the end of the day, and we can all fall prey to that. You know what I mean? Because when something's done over a certain period of time, over time sort of thing, you come to expect a certain thing, you know what I mean? So if it's a free coffee every morning, you come to expect it, and then when it doesn't happen, for whatever reason, you're disappointed, you know what I mean? So that's basically what I'm saying. So anyway, waffle about basically nothing, nothing consequential anyway. Right, okay, sorry, just let me put my coffee down again. Right, I need a cigarette, I need to have a smoke, yeah, just on that subject actually, just to let you know, if in case people are unfamiliar with Canary Wharf, right? So just let me tell you a quick. Now, again, my facts may not always be 100%. Yeah. So, you know, I'll always stand corrected if I'm wrong about something. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind being wrong, you know, because that's how you learn. You know what I mean? So if I'm wrong about it, fine. Do you know what I mean? Great, I'll learn something new. But my understanding is, and if you walk around this place and you'll see there's little plaques dotted around on some of the buildings or on the lampposts or wherever, at certain points around this place, the whole of Canary Wharf, all where all these buildings are, this whole sort of area, right? There's these little plaques that tell you that this place, essentially, the buildings, the land it's sat on, are all privately owned. So this isn't a public footpath I'm standing on. This isn't a public road that you're seeing in front of you. None of this is public. It's all privately owned. Every square bit of this land that we're standing on is privately owned. And I think, and again, this is something I'm a little less sure on, but I think it's like owned by Saudis, but I'm not 100%. Or they could have part ownership. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know exactly who owns it, but it's not what's name. It's a privately owned area, essentially. So all of these offices, all of these banks, all of these shops, this road, this trees in front of us, everything. Literally, you might think that we're walking around in a, if you want to call it, a normal part of London, if you want to put it that way, whereby the street I'm walking on is a public area. This is not, you know, this is all privately owned. And at the end of the day, all of these people here, the workers, everybody, people visiting, tourists, whoever, yeah, are all subject to the whims of whoever owns this land. And at some point they decide, you know what, we're going to bar all the public, all the workers. I mean, obviously that would never happen in a practical situation, obviously, for practical reasons and lots of different reasons. And probably there may even be some sort of legal situations whereby they couldn't actually do that necessarily. I don't know, because obviously I don't know the ins and outs of all these things. But basically, in theory, you know what I mean, they could bar the whole lot of us from being in this area right this minute if they so wished, because they own all this land. It's all private, like I said, and it's a weird concept to me. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird concept, a weird sort of sense, especially when you're walking around the streets of this place, because for all intents and purposes it all looks just like any other part of London, apart, you know, in the sense that like there's much more glass, steel and concrete around here, and there's definitely less older buildings around here. There is some more in this direction, but you know, for the most part it's all this. But like I said, you see the buses, they could ban the buses, they could ban all the traffic, because like again, there's how you get into here in terms of the traffic. There's all like barriers and what's names that come up out of the road that could, you know what I mean, potentially block everything off. Like I said, all of this is private land, all of it. Yeah, I don't know where the boundaries are and where the public land and the private land starts and where it stops. But if you go down there, you see, there's a barrier. There's barriers down there, and like what do they call it? Like I don't know what you call it, checkpoints, or where like security dudes sit and what have you, sort of thing, like security huts or whatever. And they're dotted around the perimeter of this place. So like I said, you know, it is highly. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm just because like I'm trying to decide which direction I'm going, and also conscious of the wind again, just in case, because like obviously with these buildings being so, what's saying, that it can make it very windy at times, you know. So, but anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I just find it really interesting. Well, not actually, I find it kind of, I don't know how to describe it really, because, and in some ways it feels extremely artificial. You know, unlike say, you know, other parts of London where it feels much more organic. Do you know what I mean? Here it feels very, very artificial. But like I said, I mean, there are some aspects of this place that I like and enjoy, and I think like, wow, that's really cool. Do you you know what I mean? Not necessarily just some of these big tall glass buildings, by the way. And also London's what is it? The Docklands Museum is just down here as well, you see, so that's another reason why I don't mind coming down here at times. And like I said, where they've built some of these new bridges and some of the I've shown them before anyway. And there is one particular building, but it's more it's not Canary Wharf, it's just a bit further on. It's not too far, but it's a bit further on. I don't know if we've got the time to get there today, but it's a bit further on. And it's the Wibbly Wobbly building, as I call it. And at some point we've definitely got to go back to that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it today, now that I've waffled on for half an hour. Right, okay, so just for the time being, there was a lot more I was going to say just then, and like, you know, the thing is that I could waffle on a lot longer about this place, but suffice it to say that, like I said, it just feels very weird walking around, because, like I said, and I think what it is when I come out the tube station and there's loads of these, like, they look like police officers, but they're not, they're security, they're private security, but they're dressed very similar to London police officers, and, you know, but the only difference is they have security written on their backs rather than, you know, whatever. So they're a private security firm, but they're dressed looking very similar to British police officers. You know, the thing is that, you know, I'm walking past these dudes and like, sometimes they keep an eye on you like you wouldn't believe, and it made me feel very much like I'm not free here. This is not a free place. Do you know what I mean? You know, it just doesn't feel free. Walk around other parts of London and I feel like I can just wander around, say what I like, you know, within obviously reason and within the law, obviously. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying like going around and smashing shop windows or something or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I do exactly whatever the hell I want. Do you know what I mean? But within reason, do you know what I mean? And within the bounds of society and so forth, sort of thing. You know, that I can walk around the most of the streets in London and feel that I'm pretty much free. Do you know what I mean? Free to sort of go this way, go that way. Now you could argue, well, you are here, really, essentially. Well, you are, but I don't feel like that here. That's the big difference, you see. Maybe legally, politically, any other way you can think of it, maybe I am essentially free to walk around wherever I want around here, essentially, up to a point, obviously. But it's in terms of how I feel, and this place doesn't make me feel like I'm free. I don't feel like I'm free to walk around here and just be myself and do whatever I want. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of whether the reality is that I can or not. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like I say, it's about the way I feel, you know? So, anyway, so for the time being, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi folks, so here we are in the nice little sort of park area, which is quite nice. It's quite pleasant. Nice little green area. Ooh, there's sculpture over there as well. Looks like some sort of bronze sculpture just beyond the trees there. But yeah, it's a nice little park area. We've got some nice apple blossom going on. You know, interestingly though, you know, when I was in the square yesterday at King's Cross and St Pancras, believe it or not, or maybe you do believe it, I don't know, but actually, even though this is quite picturesque, quite nice trees, and what have you, sort of thing, that, I don't know, I guess it's because of what I've been saying just a minute ago. It's what I said, you know, this place, I don't feel like I'm free to walk around here. I know I am in actual reality, obviously, but it just feels, I don't know, there's something I can't, it's hard to explain it. It's really hard to explain it. And so the square at King's Cross and St Pancras feels far more friendly and far more, and to be quite honest, do you know what, even that little square that we were walking around, St Pancras and King's Cross, for all I know, that might have been private land all that bit there. For all I know, to be perfectly honest, I don't know about that one. I only know about this one because there's little plaques, like I say, dotted around this place where it says that. And I did do a little bit of research on it because I was rather curious about the whole thing. And from my understanding, this, like I say, this whole lot, everything, well, the land particularly, Canary Wharf itself, essentially, is owned by, like, I think some sort of Saudi conglomerate or something, or a group of people, some maybe Saudi, some whatever. I don't know exactly. I couldn't pin it down much more specifically than that. But it is privately owned, essentially. And so, you know, like I say, I was just curious, and I thought, oh, check it out, like, you know. But yeah, it is fascinating. And it's like I've said before about how places make me feel. Do you know what I mean? You know, that's one thing with me, is my feelings. I mean, I guess that really goes for every human being at the end of the day. It goes for every human being. We all have feelings, do you know what I mean? And we tend, generally speaking, we tend to act upon our emotions more than we act upon our logic. Generally speaking, as a general rule. And some of us more so than others, say. You know what I mean? Some people do, you know, do stuff based on more of a logical reasoning, and some more on an emotional reasoning. And I guess I fall into the category of a person that, although I love logic and I try to be as logical as I can for the most part, do tend to sort of behave based much more on my emotional state rather than my cognitive state, if you like. And like I say, that I'm generalising, do you know what I mean? Obviously I'm generalising, and I generalise a lot, do you know what I mean? So, because a lot of the time it's kind of easier just to generalise rather than to try to get into the nitty-gritty and specifics. Anywho, right, so it's now about 8 o'clock. It's getting noisy down here right now with all these machines, these cleaning machines. Some of the structures around here are fascinating. You know, some of these what's things like the entrances to the tube and what have you, sort of thing. And I think that's another tube entrance or exit over there. Just fascinating the way they're designed. But anyway, so right. Yeah. I'm going to try and find one of these little plaques that I saw around, if I can find one. They are around somewhere. They're just small little plaques, you know what I mean? It's not like a big sort of flipping notice board that tells you, like, you know, it's like these little subtle little plaques that are just dotted around the place. So anyway, for the time being, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi folks. Okay, so I'm just pretending to film this direction for a minute. Because I'm telling you, I just got this freaking uneasy feeling that if I try and... I'm trying to show you... I'm just going to generally pan round right now. I'm just sort of like, you know, like I'm just trying to be pretending I'm explaining something to you, and I'm just showing you the barriers into this place. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, like I say, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but I'm telling you. And there's a security dude watching me right now as we speak, right? Anyway, so that barrier, that what's then behind me is, like I said, that's the access point. That's where, and I think there's a couple of them knocking around somewhere anyway. And look, there's a security dude, he was watching me. As soon as I got my camera out, look, now he's on his radio now, look. Oh, he's took his hand away from his radio. But, you know, I swear to God, this place, man, you know? But anyway, yeah, so... basically I was just trying to illustrate and explain to you guys, and so you get a sense of what I was talking about, what I was saying. Do you know what I mean? Trying to explain to you how this place is, it's not private property. It's not public property. It's not a public place, essentially. You know, it's all privately owned. And like I said, if they wanted to, they could, you know, stop access anytime they wanted to, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's go and check out the museum now. Oh, mind you, I don't think it'll be open just yet, but we'll see if it's open in a bit. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. So here we are, folks, Canary Wharf from the air. So essentially all of this area, all of Canary Wharf essentially, like I said to you, is private. It's not a public space essentially. I don't know if it says anything here about yeah, I'm not sure. Possibly, but I don't want to read all of this right next minute, to be quite honest. I think this is just more about sort of like the progress they're making, because it's still in development, this place. You know what I mean? This place is still in development. You know what? Amazing. So, anywho, yeah. Now I want to show you these bridges. I've come this way particularly because I love. You see, like I said, I'm a contradiction in terms at times. You know, because, well, I mean, there's different facets of everything, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? So, but this is one thing that I do love about this place is these bridges, because they move, they swing. And you can see that by the mechanisms at the back there, and the fact that it's got that pivot point there. Now, I have done a vlog about these before, but I must admit, I just love them. I do. I love the idea, I love the concept. You know, that bridge, even in an enclosed space like that, you know, at times when they need large ships or whatever to come through here, for whatever reason they might come through here, you know, these bridges move, and you can see the motors at the back there. And there's four. There's two on that side and two on the other side, and those motors will make this thing pivot and turn around, swing open essentially. And that one over there, which is a road bridge, as you can see it's like got that round shape to it. That tilts upwards like a drawbridge essentially. And then that little footpath one where you can see the people walking across, that one also pivots and swings across, swings open. And I just think it's ingenious, you know what I mean? I think it's really cool the way they've done these bridges. And like I say, just the whole idea, the whole concept of it, you know, I think it's just really, really cool. So I must admit, this is one bit that I do like and kind of enjoy because of the shapes. And mind you, I must admit, like I said, overall, the whole sort of aesthetically, there are some parts of it that I really enjoy, and there's some parts that I find stimulating because, obviously, again, go back to the fact that I'm an artist and I love shape and form, and so, you know, and this place has got lots of shape and form, and so from that standpoint, from that point of view, you know, I enjoy it in that sense. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So, you know, we'll get a bit further down here. It's just getting a bit, what's saying now, we've got to do the old manoeuvring around people again. So, yeah, now, I want to show you, I think I might have time to show you the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge, the Wibbly Wobbly building, as I've nicknamed it. So, I'm not sure if we've got, maybe. We'll see how we get on. Right, so we'll get a bit further up here, and I want to show you the other bridge here, because you get sort of like slightly better view of it, or closer view of it if you like. I'll show you. Look, so, ooh, a bit stinky here. Wow. Ooh, not sure what that is. Smells like somebody farted. Oh dear. It does, honestly. Oh wow. What the hell? Oh, that's really pungy. Whatever that is, it smells like food, but like stale food or something. Oh, I don't know, whatever. Never mind. It seems to be going now anyway. Right, but yeah, you see, look, another one of these swing bridges, and there's the motors at the back. And like I said to you, they've got 4 motors. See, I'm conscious of filming these because, you know, they'll start thinking, oh, he's trying to, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like flipping heck, man. Oh my god. What was this? This is all new. This is all new. Well, that's kind of interesting, the way they're building that. It's like Lego. Look like Lego blocks. That's interesting. See, another one of these bridges here, and I think that one, by the look of the thing underneath, that one looks like it's hydraulic. Mind you, I guess most of those bridges are hydraulic in a way, but yeah, you can see the what's the name? I don't think, yeah, that bridge is new because that wasn't there last time I was filming here. You can see the wibbly wobbly building, by the way. There it is, right in front of us, that big tall building there. But wait until you see it up close, man. Oh man, you've got to see that thing up close. It's really, really amazing, man. Look at all these big apartments that are being built, man. I bet they won't be cheap either. But anywho, right, so obviously we can't go through there. We'll go up the stairs here. Yeah, I think where that building's situated, by the way, I think that is one of the other wharfs whose name for a minute completely escapes me. For some reason I've got Angel Wharf in my head, but I don't know if that's strictly true, the right one. I can't quite remember. So I'm always trying to find where the light is. You know, because we've got all this cloud cover, I can't quite work out where the lights, where the sun is, or where the light's coming from necessarily. Right, okay, so right, so we want to get to the wibbly wobbly building. I'm trying to think of the best route. I guess what we do is we just go that way, and it should take us all the way around, and then we can get to the wibbly wobbly building. So for the time being, I'll leave it there and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. This is an interesting space, guys. This is really interesting. You see these trees? These trees are old. I mean, when I say old, I don't mean like 200-300 years old. I mean they're at least about 60, maybe more, 60 plus. Say maybe about 80 years old. I'm going to hazard a guess at they're at least 60, I would suggest. But they feel old. They do. They feel old. And there's no way that these trees, and I couldn't swear to whether how long they've been here, to be quite honest, but all of this bit here looks new anyway. This is definitely new, this black building, whatever the heck it is, and all these benches here and so on sort of thing, but these trees feel old. But like I said to you, I must admit, I couldn't swear to whether they've been here since they were planted or not. My inclination is to say not, but I just find it interesting. I was just walking past them, I was just walking through, and there's just an interesting feel compared to the rest of this place. And even though there's trees over there, you know what I mean, and those trees in that little park area and all the rest of it sort of thing, there's something about these. I don't know what it is. Like I said to you, and like I've been saying, the theme all the way through this today has been about how I feel and stuff, and like I said, I'm not saying I'm clairvoyant or I've got any special abilities or anything like that, because I don't really believe in all that stuff necessarily anyway. I think just people can be just sensitive to their environment for whatever reason, but and like I say, it's purely subjective. Do you know what I mean? It's purely subjective, and the thing is that, like, obviously I'm just going purely by my emotional state, and as I walked through this, then there was something about the way these trees are situated, the way they look, and just something about them in general. Do you know what I mean? It was like, wow, that was really interesting, because I was walking through all those trees over there and I didn't have the same impact over there. Do you know what I mean? That's really super interesting, because they look old and all. It's not just the fact that, oh great, bunch of wind now. It's not just that. I'm trying to see if I can avoid the wind. I don't know. That's the thing. Even though I'm pretty sure that the mic for this thing is behind. Well, whatever. It's still difficult to judge just exactly which direction to face to avoid the wind. Anyway, yeah. So, like I said. There's something about those trees, and I can't for the life of me explain what it is, because they they kind of feel old, if that makes any sense. Right, there's a lot of wind noise and I can't tell just how bad it is on there, and it's getting stronger right now. Great. Thanks, wind. Spoil the flipping what's it, why don't you? Do you know what? I can't get away from it. Right, I'll catch you guys later if you can hear me over the wind. Bye for now. Hi folks. So, wibbly wobbly building. There it is. I'll zoom in so you can see it a bit better. I wanted to go over there, but it's just the amount of time. It's 8:30 now. I really want to make sure I get back in time. I have made a video of it. I made a couple of videos of this thing, to be quite honest. I've been here a few times, but I must admit I love this building. When you're standing right next to it, guys, it's difficult to appreciate it right now, but I'm telling you, when you stand next to this thing and you look right up, I'm telling you, it's the most amazing flipping thing you've ever seen in terms of buildings, man. Because it looks really weird, because you think to yourself, how is that thing even able to stand up? Because of the way it literally goes, like it goes wibbly. Oh, I can't show it. It's like, that's why I call it the wibbly wobbly building, because it's the way they've constructed it. It's brilliant, absolutely. I mean, it just looks like an oval shape from here, but like I said, it's difficult to appreciate from this angle particularly anyway, how it literally sort of twists and turns like this. Do you know what I mean? It really does. It's flipping awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. And like I said, we're definitely going to have to go over there at some point. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow. No, hang on, not tomorrow. No, maybe Monday then. Maybe Monday. See, there's another. I like this thing. That reminds me. It's another bridge. It's another sort of drawbridge or whatever. You know, cantilevered bridge. I don't know how you describe it, but you know, obviously it raises the bridge, and you know, it reminds me a bit like the bridges in Holland a little bit. Again, I don't know why, but you know, so they've kind of harkened back to some of the industrial past around here as well, because this was all sort of like I say, it was wharfs. You know, that's why it's called Canary Wharf, and it was like where all the warehouses and stuff was, and things like that, I guess. And then, you know, you can see all the cranes, the docking cranes to unload all the goods. You see a ton of those around here. They've left a lot of them in situ and just like obviously preserved them and painted them and what have you, sort of thing. So and then, you know, you got this new one here with the blocky building. I'm going to call this the blocky building, because it looks like little blocks. Sort of the way they've put that together looks really cool. Or Lego blocks, I don't know. Yeah, it's not a particularly what's the name, is it? The blocky building. No, whatever. I'll think of a name for it at some point, I'm sure. But anyway, yes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start heading back, because you know, time's getting on. But yeah. So, interesting place nonetheless, regardless of all the what's the name. It is still a fascinating, interesting, complex place, I guess, in lots of ways. So, okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi folks. So, yeah, I got off at Westminster because it's my favourite station. I must admit, I love this place because of all the structures. It's so cool. It looks so cool, this place. Absolutely love it. That is awesome, man. I love all the shapes, and I just love the way it looks. I've always loved this station. So, and of course I don't always get the opportunity every day to pass through it, so you know, why not? It's pretty awesome, man. Love this station. Look at it. That's so cool. That is an awesome station, man. Look at where the light. Look at the dust in the light. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera actually, but there's like beams of light where the lights are because of all the dust. Interesting. Wow. It's so cool, man. It's like all the structures in here are so chunky and huge and imposing, but do you know, like I've said before about some things that are imposing because of their size sometimes feel kind of threatening, if you like, or whatever sort of thing. But this doesn't. This feels quite friendly, actually. I don't know why, it just does. I just think it's really, really cool. It's such a cool station, man. It's a cool station. Right, okay. Woof. Right, okie dokie, folks. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi, folks. So, made it back to work. Plenty of time. It's 20 past 9 now. So, got back plenty of time today. Mind you, like I said, I did it all tube today rather than buses. That shows you just how much quicker it is. Even though, like, getting on the train back from Canary Wharf today, I mean, oh man, it was seriously packed down there. Seriously packed. Oh god, here we go with the wind again, I've just noticed. Wait, I think we're going to have to continue this conversation over here somewhere. Flipping wind noise is horrendous at times. Yeah, so it gives you some idea of just how much quicker and ultimately, I think, personally speaking, it's better on the tube, you know. Tube is definitely better. Right, hang on, let me just put my coffee down a minute. Set one, by the way. Yeah, so yeah, I was going to do the conversation there, and I could do it hands-free for a minute, but like I said, the wind started blowing then. Anyway, probably, I have no idea if you could hear it on there or not. Anyway, yeah, so, but it was seriously packed down there, seriously packed. And I must admit, I don't really enjoy when the tube's like that. But, like I said, the thing is, it's fast, it's quick, do you know what I mean? So, at least from that point of view, you know, you don't have to put up with it for long, essentially, you know what I mean? So the inconvenience and the uncomfortableness of being packed in like sardines doesn't last too long, whereas on a bus you could be like that, and you could be like that for 20 minutes or more, depending, you know. So, but at least on the tube, like I say, it's only a few minutes really at times, you know what I mean? And then you get a bit of a breather as like people get off the main stops wherever they're getting off. And then sometimes it'll get a little bit packed again, but not too badly. It just depends, like I said, on what part of the line you're on at that point. But overall, excuse me, overall, you know, I much prefer the tube, because like I say, it's so much quicker. And I've got back from Canary Wharf, and like I said, you know, I mean, I can't tell you exactly what time I actually left Canary Wharf. But anyway, yeah, so, right, okay, so, for the time being, I'm going to leave it there. Again, as usual, no idea if there's going to be any more vlogs later on, or, well, definitely on the way home, I guess. But for the time being, also, hang on, wait, also Joanne is coming over tonight, I think, at some point. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's happening exactly this weekend yet, but I think, like I said, I think Joanne's supposed to be coming over for the weekend at least, I think. I'm not 100% certain yet, so yeah, it's a bit of a question mark for this weekend. So anyway, for the time being, I guess I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.